Let me also correct one impression here. It was not a one-sided thing that happened in Uromi. When these people were stopped, they said they were going to go in to search the vehicle because they had local information that they were actually carrying arms. So in the process of struggling to go inside, one of them stabbed one of the vigilante guys. So in the process of that, hell was let loose. But that is not justifying the action because it's condemnable, and taking another person's life unjustly is not part of our culture in that area where we come from.
This is another side of the story, but like the retired general said, it still doesn't justify what happened in Uromi. It's a general insecurity issue. Many people don't realize that even if these guys, the victims, weren't from the north, the same thing would have happened to them 100%. Yes, even if they were from Edo State, people would have used jungle justice against them because they are tired of the insecurity in their communities. Look at this video. This happened 4 years ago. Women were protesting in Uromi because of the constant killings, attacks, unprovoked attacks by terrorists around their community. So it's a complete failure of the authorities. One of the primary responsibilities of government is to protect lives and property. They have failed completely in that regard. Marauding terrorists are having a free reign around many communities in Nigeria. They are attacking people around Nsukka area of Enugu. From there to this Uromi to Ondo State, many communities are under constant attacks. When they attack these communities unprovoked, there is no issue in these areas. It's not as if they are dragging land, they are fighting for anything. No, they just invade the community, slaughter people, burn their homes, and in some cases, they occupy these homes, the remnants, because people are afraid, they don't want to fight back, or they don't have the means to fight back. And it's not just about killing people. There have been other crimes like bank robberies, rape. All these people endure, like this man explains. The security infrastructure is just not adequate. The security agents are not up to the task of protecting lives and property.
And coupled with the foundation I laid for you, I said, what's the number of policemen? When Uromi was attacked, a police station was attacked in Auchi. A police station was attacked by armed robbers, bombed down. What was the response? 3 banks were attacked simultaneously on that same day. What was the response? In Uromi too, a bank was attacked. What was the response from the police? So if these things happen and there is no response, because the police also are undermanned. So the people will look at themselves, how do we beef up security in this environment so that we can go to bed with our eyes closed?
So you can see it's very difficult for people to remain law-abiding in a lawless society where there is no justice. People will lose faith in the system. In many places across Nigeria where you see jungle justice, in fact, in these places, over 90% of the victims are from the same community. So it's not as if the people are targeting a particular ethnicity. It's just that sense of delivering justice, instant justice, because they have lost faith in the courts, in the police, in the entire justice system. This is why you don't see jungle justice in developed countries, because their security agencies are up to the task. In some cities like London, Barcelona, where you have pickpockets roaming the streets, they openly pick people's pockets in full glare of the public. People don't even intervene despite seeing them, because they have confidence in their security agents that they will eventually catch up with these thieves. Unlike in Nigeria, where the people will instantly intervene, they might not end up delivering jungle justice on the person, but for sure, they must hold the person till the police arrives, which leads to why people actually deliver jungle justice. A criminal that was caught in public, many people have seen his face, they hand the person over to the police, and tomorrow or next tomorrow, you see the same person roaming the streets, trying to rob people. This will now push the public into delivering jungle justice because they handed him over just a few days ago to the police, and out of nowhere the person is already roaming the streets. So they have lost confidence in the police. They are not sure the police will do justice to someone that was caught red-handed. So all these contribute to why people take laws into their hands. The human brain is wired for survival. That's why when you feel hungry, it makes you go and find something to eat. If you don't eat, it might lead to your death. And when you see danger or you sense danger, you run for your life or you stand your ground and defend yourself. This is the survival mode in a human being. So people must always defend themselves if they have the means to do it. In a normal society where the security is taken seriously, what happened in Uromi, all sorts of security agents would by now have taken over the entire area because it's a crime scene. They will make sure they conduct surveillance for many weeks because of course there might be reprisal. In order to prevent that from happening, they must station themselves, patrol the entire community, in fact lock down the community to make sure no one comes in. That's why these people that just arrived at night provoke the interest of community leaders in Uromi.
What to make them drop on now? Eh? Oh yeah, Mona. See, you now you dey cover your nose. You dey cover your nose, Abi. Come here. Oh yeah, Mona, move now. Mona, no call this Uromi again. No, this, man. Oh yeah, everybody.
Yes, they do not have a right to expel or chase any Nigerian away from their community, but the circumstances warrant that they do so, that they take this important security measure. Something just happened in Uromi a few days ago, and out of the blue, people from the same ethnicity as the victims arrive in your community at night. So you have to be alive first before answering for discrimination. That's if the government comes and says, you don't have a right to expel anyone, we are charging you for discrimination. You have to be alive to face that charges. People must see it for what it is, a security failure that culminated in people taking the laws into their hands. Imagine if the police or army dealt with this matter the first time it happened. Yes, these killings have been going on in many communities in Nigeria. They don't do anything. They've never arrested anyone to charge that person to court and say, this person was involved in killing people unprovoked. No. In fact, what you hear is they parade people and say these are pardoned or repentant Boko Haram members. Can you imagine this? How can someone be repentant? Does it mean that they have forgiven all that they did? All the killings? What about the victims? They killed unprovoked for no reason whatsoever. And the government will encourage such a program and say they are pardoning people, they are repentant, they are rehabilitating them. So all these are the failures of the system. Everyone has a sense of justice. You understand what justice means. Everyone knows right and wrong. But somehow people in authority throw all that away because of tribalism or materialism, what they can gain from the system. This is not how to build a nation. How can anyone tolerate this? Herders lead their cattle into people's farms. They aid the cattle by uprooting crops. This is cassava he's uprooting and feeding it to the cows. How can any sensible person tolerate this? What do you want the farmer to do in this situation? No one has ever paid any farmer compensation for lost investment. No, none at all. But people are hypocritical, shouting and claiming that they should be paid compensation. Of course, the governor of Edo State promised to pay compensation. He visited Kano where he spoke in Hausa. You are a hypocrite if you've never expressed the same outrage when killings happened in Ondo State. Tens of people lost their lives on a Sunday. They were busy worshiping in a church. They didn't attack anyone. They were attacked unprovoked. It has happened in many places. If you've never expressed outrage against this, then you must be a hypocrite. You only care about people of your own ethnicity. You don't care about any other Nigerian. All lives are equal. All lives are the same. All lives matter. And you can see the difference. Many people have been arrested already. In most cases, these terrorists attack communities. No one is ever arrested. So there are many accidental patriots in Nigeria today who never speak against evil when it happens to others. but they suddenly find their voice when it happens to them or people of their ethnicity. Something is wrong with the society, and it goes back to leadership. Are people aware that Tinubu condemned what happened in Uromi? But he never said anything a few days ago when people were killed in Ondo State. People protesting in Ondo State because the authorities there have failed to stop the killings in their communities. When these people take the laws into their hands, when they fight back and there are victims, you will see all the outrage descending on the people. But right now, that is still very early, they fail to do the right thing at the right time. They fail to protect their citizens. They fail to protect these farming communities. It's not hard to do the right thing, but people expend the energy they would have used in protecting their communities. They expend the energy into something that is not worth it. All the propaganda, all the false outrage. Why not use that time and energy to call out the government to protect these communities before these killings happen? You want justice for the victims of Uromi, but you don't want justice for people who are dying every day, who are being massacred unprovoked. What's your name again? Hypocrite. Just like the people that descended on P2B when he condoled on the victims, but at the same time he called for justice for Uromi people. People they've been killing in Edo State unprovoked, he called for justice for everyone. Suddenly, from the usual quarters, they descended on him, throwing all sorts of insults. We all know why they do this. They cannot face governance. All these are very simple to stop. When you don't give an equal measure to a criminal or terrorist, you are indirectly motivating him to do more in the future. This is how it works. When these unprovoked attacks happen in these farming communities and the security agents are called in, they must descend on that community and fish out the terrorists. They must give a chase until they are found, even if it takes more than 1 month. Yes, that's the only way to stop it. Because if you don't catch them, others that are willing to join in killing people unprovoked will continue to join them. But when the group that went out to commit these atrocities never return, others will have a rethink. So it's better to do the right thing instead of allowing these people to kill people unprovoked. How much is a life worth in Nigeria? It's better to stop it before it happens so that people will not even think of jungle justice. Thanks for watching.